Hello, my beloved, and welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Hot as Fuck series with your girl ZALTANA. It has been a little minute. It technically is still Christmas, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. I'm so grateful to be here on another live chat. Every time that I really tap into one of these, it always just feels like I'm sending a heart share to one of my BFFs. And it's also a bit of a documenting of the alchemy that is happening within. And today I wanted to tap in even deeper with you all to bring you in a little closer into my hot pink world, baby, into the wild. I am so excited to be building this album. So, a little bit of a backstep. This channeling is all about album and artist development and really stepping into my full-on star identity, fully awakening my star energy. And it's been a process, and there's actually been things that I have done physically and just energetically, like within my mind, that has helped to really support me in building the confidence, the esteem, the just full on, unapologetic, I don't give a fuck who doesn't like this. I am gonna share and I'm gonna show up in my fierce boldness and know that my medicine, oh honey, it's just powerful for me and the receiver. And so I'm currently in the process of pouring so much into this album, and I'm like, okay, what are the next steps for me? Because I am wanting to go full force on this. I'm thinking about the music videos, the style, the album cover, the songs, obviously. That's obviously first things first. But there's so much imagery that comes through of hot pink, animal print, snake skin, very dark, primal meets pop princess priestess, very exotic, neon fishnets and freaking zebra print. It's that's the vibe, with a zebra print skirt or a zebra print booty shorts or something. That's the vibe. And I've been leaning more into the visual art, and my gosh, I have been craving a beautiful photo shoot that really just helps me take this to the next level. And so I'm at the point where I'm just I'm no more holding back. I'm finally calling these things in. I think for a while, I mean, obviously as being an independent artist, there comes a point where you get out of just doing everything yourself mode, and you actually allow a team, and a team is actually there for you. I think I go back to this allowance because I feel like there's an energetic allowing, because I can only speak for my journey. Part of my journey was learning to let people help me and actually let people in, because I was so used to doing everything on my own and so used to just giving it my all, without really any help or support. And I feel like, I mean, this is real and raw. This is the real, raw, uncut. It definitely felt like I needed to, like, prove that I could do it on my own, so that I felt like I had to prove it. I felt like I had to prove how fucking bad I wanted it. And I had to prove that I was not going to let anything stop me, even if it meant riding solo. You know, like, I went to tour all the way to the West Coast twice, 2 years in a row. I mean, fully crushing it. And granted, there was a lot of learning lessons within that. And, you know, I definitely learned a lot, and there was a lot of, ups and downs and a lot of challenges my second time getting to California, because my car was having issues. But it felt like no matter what, I was not going to let the fear of doing it alone stop me. And I didn't. And so here I am, putting that story, that energy of, like, that fierce, wild woman that has fully just been in ecstatic bliss. Those times during travel, fucking high on the dream, honey. And connecting to that sacred rebel. But actually, it feels a bit rebellious in a way, almost like amateur. But when you actually, like, listen to the song and listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh, no, she's a wise woman. This goes beyond just, like, amateur maven level. This is, like, some wise woman energy. High priestess, medicine woman who heals through sensual expression, and can tap into that primal feral energy, how she has been able to use it for survival, and has also been able to create a level of sustenance through, and, like, a fulfillment through her connection to the wild, to the connection to the untamed, connection to nature, connection to Mother Earth. And how there were so many times where, on these, like, wild journeys of mine, where my safe space, my sanctuary was nature, was being out in the forest, being at the ocean, being, climbing a freaking mountain, like, literally last year, Mount Shasta. But it's really, I mean, I'm really excited for this album. And I've been cultivating the songs, had some wonderful meetings and studio sessions with my producers. And I just feel like this upcoming year is going to be, like, everything. It's going to be so incredible. Even more support, even more resources. And I'm, like, finally at the point where I'm, like, going to be giving more from the space of just wanting to build my community, while also knowing that, yes, I'm calling in clients and calling in, like, long-term connections, and calling in my fans, and calling in And I actually have had like the awakening that I needed to be like, okay, it is super important for me to build locally as well as preparing for this tour, because I'm such a nomad, and I felt like, oh my gosh, man, I've been receiving the codes, honestly. Like the codes for LA, the codes for being out in the West Coast. Like there's so many things. I actually made a video a couple of months back, maybe like a month back in November, talking about my primal priestess pop star training and how I was going to go to Florida. And I didn't only stayed there for a short amount of time. I thought I was going to stay there longer, but it turned into more of like a little vacation, little work vacay vibe. And I decided to just kind of anchor back in, anchor home, continue to build my stability, because honestly, we've been self-funded, and as an independent artist, as an entrepreneur, like my number one priority is having more than enough to sustain myself. So when I do go travel, touring, visiting friends, going to events, hosting my own retreats at the end of the year, the Hawaii retreat, going out of the country for my birthday, and being able to pour like even more into my business, into my art, into, like all of these things, like the merch and the album and the being able to hire a team and to get more of that support. I'm calling in all them resources, all them provisions. It is happening. It is absolutely happening. It's been happening. It's been unfolding. And, kind of shifting, because I feel like that's kind of been more on like the artist development and the album development. But I want to share deeply for just a moment about the star identity access point, because I have always felt that star identity, that star energy, even from a young girl. I knew that I wanted to be on stage. I knew that I thrived performing. Like I love performing. And it's so interesting how, I've the last few years have thought that I needed to maybe go elsewhere. Like I just could not see myself performing in Virginia. I could not see myself performing on the East Coast. I just felt like I had such an eye-opening, incredible time. Like my vibe feels like Colorado. It feels like Sedona. It feels like LA. It feels like, I'm thinking even Miami. Like I feel so deeply called to these like sacred resonance spots. I'm very called to the ley lines, and I've traveled based on that. And it's been incredible every single time. And each time it truly has unlocked like another level of my star quality and of my star energy, because I'm getting to perform, I'm getting to talk to my fans, I'm getting to like grow in so many ways. I get to like do my own choreography and really learn. So it's like all of the things that really shape like a star, like a true star in the making. It has been like my training grounds, and it's exciting. It's so exhilarating. And it's been something that I've been like giving myself full permission to receive. I think there was a time where I felt like that was like superficial. Like how was I able to balance that desire and that beautiful dream on top of like the shamanic sound healing, I feel like there was this whole like cultural buzz about this blending of spirituality and sensuality, and people are just now starting to see the connection of it all. And I think that for me, it's been a journey of releasing a lot of those like conditions, like those conditions or expectations that I have to look a certain way, I have to dress a certain way, I have to be a certain way, that if I'm, a, God-loving woman that is, very like devout and devoted in her spiritual practices and her ritual, and sometimes does love being modest, but then at the same time, it's like, when I'm in my zone, I'm in my zone. I can turn on that like erotic, sensual, seductress, like divine femme black cat energy, like femme fatale energy. And when I get on stage, that primal, raw, like animal, wild woman, like jungle freaking baddie, like really comes out so strong, and it's so unique, it's so pure, it's so like true to my core. And so my music is unconventional, my style is unconventional, but I also see where it's so needed, and where a lot of that, like, there really isn't, you know, a lot of times you can't ask the people what they need. You got to give them your own unique flavor and trust that like that is enough, because when people have never had something before, then sometimes they may not necessarily even know. They may not even know what's coming. They may not even know the full extent of emotion and like energy and love and the gratitude and feeling. And like that is what my like core like mission is to really like open up people's hearts and really get people moving and like awaken, especially women, just onto like their like power and how much of a badass they are and how powerful they are. And even within that, tapping into even deeper to that star energy. Like this is also too a new era of star energy, because I think that a lot of star energy in the past has been distorted, and I think that there's been a lot of people that have been abused by like the entertainment industry. And so I am very sensitive in talking about certain things, because it's like I understand that the industry isn't always benevolent, and that it does come with some darker energies, not because of the music per se, but because of what certain people know, that the energy and frequency and vibration, like what in lyrics and everything, right? And like the magic behind the music is so fucking real. It's so real. And on that note, I'm gonna leave it. I love you all so much. This is the new GG Golden Gilded Goddess Star era. Oh my gosh, there's so much channeling through, but I really wanted to tap in with you guys, share a bit of an artist update, say happy holidays. I love you all. I love my fans. I love my community. This is definitely like a behind the scenes into the album, into just everything that I have been like learning, embodying, and also what I teach, because I also help support people one-on-one through my one-on-one mentorships, through coaching, through entrepreneurship mentorship, as well as through embodiment, divine feminine, like alchemy, identity shifting, energetic activations, attunements, through Reiki channeling, through like I said, through the attunements, and through the initiations. And yeah, man, like this is it. Like we're on it. We are on fire. Big stretch. Big stretch. I love you all so much. Until next time, my beloveds.